Hello, welcome to a little Let's Build thing. Right now, I actually did the footage to this a long time ago, so I don't remember what happened, so it's going to be a bit crap. I've only just got around to do some voicing for it actually. But basically, this is like my idea for a taller double wire fence. Now, you use this double pillar wooden post thing from the ball track menu, from the DLC with the the ball tracks where they've got the balls rolling down the troughs and that, which I've never actually used. The only thing that's of any use in the whole of that is this double pillar thing. Actually, I'm not interested in making like strange machines where balls go falling down and hit triggers. It's not immersive to the game, if you ask me. I don't think it's something that people in the Commonwealth will be bothering with, if you catch my drift. But yeah, it is good for making pillars for like these double wire fences that I've been doing. So basically just get out these normal wire fences and then use the concrete pillar glitch to get them in place. So these aren't tall enough. If you look at wire fences in the real world, there's loads of, they can be tall as anything, but then here they're restricted to these tiny little fences. So you could use these to like surround your whole settlement with, but it takes a lot of patience to get them all in place. So what I do, so I spread them out like this, and long press on the select button on whatever device you're using, and then you can put it in place. It's hard to line it up because of quite often in the Commonwealth the light is bad, or the weather is bad, and like you start building for too long, and suddenly it gets to night time. I think this happens a couple of times in this video, and I forget to put my light on, so it's a bit dark, but you'll get the idea. It's very patchy, to be honest. If you look at these wire fences though in real life, they can use all different bits of wire fence, and they can get a little bit of wire and wrap it around to sort of tie them together, so they can look a bit patchwork. And for example, if you scavenge loads of bits of wire fencing that you found around in the wasteland or the Commonwealth anywhere, then it doesn't matter that it's messy, because that's how sometimes it would literally look. If you found a bit of wire fencing was full of holes, you could still chop it up, crimp it up, and then crimp it all together using other bits of wire. So it kind of works. But it's a right hard thing to do, and I haven't yet to find a foolproof method that works every time and makes it look smooth and professional looking. So it just ends up looking messy, but it's a good messy as far as I'm concerned. But as you can see, right, so I've lifted that second wire fence above the first one. I'm totally off. Yeah, I'm totally off there. If that's something, it lets you move it a little bit. Sometimes it lets you move it. Depends if it's touching or not. So there you go. You got a higher wire fence. It's not quite level. Well, from a distance it normally looks fine. As you go up close, it can look a bit rough, and then you just basically move it into position. So you long press on the concrete pillar and go. Those wooden posts that are in the ball track tab are quite forgiving. You can actually put the wire fencing into it, so it actually looks like it's connected to the actual wire fence. It looks like a proper post. Now I was doing this with the other metal fencing with the actual wooden post in it, but I think it's easier just to put the double wooden post up first, and then just the wire mesh itself without any posts, and then just long press on the concrete pillar next to where it is you want to try and move, and then just move it into place. As you can see, it's getting dark already, so it's a bit hard to probably see on this video. And I think I forgot on this bit to actually sink this double wooden pillar into the ground, which is a bit of a mistake. But I'm not sure if I've gone back and changed it. But I'm thinking of going back and trying the whole thing again. Actually, I have thought about doing it all on wooden flooring, make it all on wooden flooring, then get rid of the wooden flooring, and then select everything, like a whole 4 or 5 length wooden wire fence rather, and then putting it into position and sinking it in with the concrete pillar. But it's hard to see when you got something too big that you're trying to manipulate. It's hard to see how you're doing it. Like here, you can hardly see it's got dark. I think I forgot to put my light on as well. I actually got out of my armour so I could put my Pip-Boy light on, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on or if it's just naturally dark anyway. Probably just naturally dark anyway. Yeah, but this is basically all it is in this video. I don't think I do anything amazing, but I just think I've not seen anyone else using these wire fencing, and I just think it works pretty well. I've used it extensively on my. If you saw my tour of Coastal Cottage, I didn't have it at the time, but I've actually put it in now at the. You've got an uphill cliff face sort of behind one side of your setting. I've put it all around there so people can't get into it, and I've used the double pillar, the double wooden pillar, and I've stuck like no entry signs and that kind of stuff on the pillar, so it looks quite good. It's very scrappy, but I think it look depending on how much time you want to put into it, you can make it look really good if you've got the patience to and the steadiness of eye to line it all up properly. But there you go. It's showing you now. You've got basically, there you go. It's a bit dark, you can't see it, but you've got a double wire fence there. A double wire fence there. So that's going to keep anything out. Nothing's going to be able to get through that. Of course, if they spawn inside your settlement, then you just that's just bad luck, really. But that was it. I've just done it all the way along here from there to the tree, so nothing could get in. I've actually got to go back and do more on it, actually. It's a very time-consuming building method. Of course, you could just bung in the junk fences, but I just think there should be more of this wire fencing. I think would be used quite a lot, actually. It's not hard to get hold of. You look anywhere, you're going to see wire fencing all over the place. I bet they'd be able to find rolls of wire fencing that hadn't been used yet. But that's another thing I've spoken about before. There should be barbed wire, there should be tire walls, there should be sandbags. You know, you see sandbags in the world, but you can't actually build them yourself. It's just cloth and bloody dirt, cloth and sand. You should be able to make them easy. And if you look at the old medieval, before the prehistoric or whatever, first kind of defences that were ever used in human settlements, you'd have ditches, and you'd have like mounds of earth, like in a wall kind of thing, like a dirt wall, and ditches. And if you could build those, it'd be so easy. Like, you know, it doesn't take the only tool you need is a shovel. You'd dig a big ditch around the settlement, and then you'd pile up the dirt from the ditch in front of the, you know, so you basically, anything comes at you, you can shoot them as they're climbing up the top of the hill, and then when they're down in the ditch, you could throw a few Molotov cocktails on them. Right, so yeah, another thing I did here, right, because I was doubling up the fencing, so there's two lots of fence, so it's harder for anyone to break in. Say, for example, if they could destroy it with grenades, which they can't because the game doesn't allow that. But if they were able to, then, you know, I can't remember what I was going to say now. I lost track. Anyway, yeah, basically along this fence, every couple of fence posts, so every 3 or 4 lengths of fencing are bugged in a guard tower, not a guard tower, a sentry gun. So that's even more protection. If anyone wants to come at you, they're not going to be able to climb the fencing, and they will get ripped to shreds by the sentry guns. That's the idea, anyway. I'm not sure if I do a good sort of picture of the actual fence, but I think it looks pretty good. I think you should experiment it with yourself if you think it's cool. If it looks alright, I think it looks pretty cool. Then, you know, experiment with it yourselves. Concrete glitching these things, concrete glitching the wire fencing. They can shoot through it, but then you can shoot through it as well. So but yeah, maybe put a sentry post every couple of things, you know, or put in a bit of scaffolding and put a sentry post above it, so you're looking down. I think you've got some protection behind your sentry post. You got your fencing in that no one can climb in through, and you've got your turret guns every sort of 50 yards or 20 yards or whatever. Yeah, see, it's pretty easy to do. It's just long press on the concrete pillar next to the 2 posts, and you just got to get it into place. The main thing is just basically it's quite long, quite time consuming. But these metal fences, the wire fences, don't take that much stuff. I can't remember how many. It's a couple of steel really, and you could build a long fence. Obviously, if you're doing double the wire fencing, it's always going to be more. Is that 2 or 3 steel? I didn't see what it was there. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty, and a bit of wood obviously in the double pillars as well. Oh yeah, that's right. I've just because I had a sentry post there, sorry, a sentry gun there, or a turret gun rather. I wanted to put some just fencing above it for some reason. I didn't double up the fencing on that side. I just put a single piece of fencing above the turret gun, so people can get in there and fix. The idea is people can get in there and fix the turret gun if it needs to be fixed. Obviously, this doesn't count for in-game, but it's just like just imagining kind of thing. I always like to have access to my sentry guns, so people can go and fix them if they need to, or rather I can go and fix them because obviously nobody else does. As you can see, that second set of double wooden pillars there, I've I've accidentally cocked up, but I've not sunk them into the ground, so it's a bit of a pain. Anyway, so there you go. You get an idea of the attempt that I've done there. I think it looks pretty groovy. Takes a long time to do, but that's it. Check it out. Hopefully this will give you some ideas for your own settlement. Thanks for watching.